The F-35 Lightning II. It's a game changer. But why? You've probably heard that the F-35 is a quantum leap in technology. But unless you're already a pilot, it's tough to understand just how big that leap is. The F-35 is replacing jets whose average age is around 25 to 30 years old. The older a jet gets, the more expensive it becomes to operate. The F-35 Lightning II's technology will let it perform existing missions with significantly fewer aircraft. Fewer airplanes means less costs for the users. Fifth generation, the next generation. Simply put, fifth generation means a fighter aircraft with stealth built in from the start and the technology to go with it. With the exception of the F-22 Raptor, every other fighter aircraft currently in service is fourth generation. The difference between a fourth gen and a fifth gen jet is like the difference between a rotary dial phone and a smartphone. Let's look at some of the major technologies that make the F-35 a generational leap over the fourth generation. Stealth, or low observable technology, makes the F-35 extremely difficult for adversaries to detect with radars or other sensors. And if you can't see it, you can't stop it. In today's combat environment, a fourth-generation aircraft with its externally carried fuel tanks, bombs, and sensor pods is at a distinct disadvantage against enemy radar. Exposed to threats much earlier than the F-35, a fourth-gen jet will likely spend more time defending against advanced enemy missile systems than executing its mission. The F-35's stealth, on the other hand, shrinks the range at which enemy radar might even find it, drastically reducing the enemy's engagement range. It's possible the F-35 could strike enemy targets without ever being detected. The F-35's stealth also makes life extremely difficult for enemy fighters. Not only is the F-35 difficult to locate on radar, the F-35's powerful sensors let it detect enemy aircraft long before it's ever seen and enable it to be the first to shoot. And first to shoot usually means first to win. Most fourth-generation fighters' radars have a single transmitter that has to be mechanically moved up and down, left and right, in order to scan the space in front of the aircraft. The F-35 uses an APG-81 active electronically scanned array radar, which has over 1,000 individual transmitter-receiver elements whose beams are electronically steered and operate at a much higher power than fourth-generation radars. This significantly increases the detection range and volume of airspace the F-35 sees. The F-35 pilot can use the radar to see through weather and map the ground, detect moving objects on the surface, and even create a photo-like map of an area of interest that can be shared in real time with other aircraft or troops on the ground. This is incredibly useful in combat situations, especially when there's weather involved. If a target is detected on the ground, the F-35's pilot can transfer coordinates to one of the weapons stored on board and engage it. The radar is so powerful, it can even be used to jam enemy sensors that are trying to detect the F-35. DAS, or Distributed Aperture System, a leap in technology so large that no other aircraft in the world has it, consists of 6 infrared cameras located around the F-35, which look in all directions. The cameras sense temperature differentials in the environment, which notify the pilot when a missile has been launched at him. What's truly amazing about this technology is that it provides a live image of the entire sphere around the aircraft and can project that image onto the pilot's visor when needed. Wherever the pilot moves his head, he can see the world outside the F-35, day or night, and can even look through the airplane. In a fourth-generation fighter, a pilot needs to continually scan multiple displays to detect, sort, track, and identify targets. The fourth-generation fighter pilot has to juggle all that information inside his head and determine what targets are friendly or potentially hostile. The F-35 takes all sensor information on board and off board the aircraft and fuses it, combines it, to provide the pilot target solutions on a single display. Instead of spending time controlling multiple sensors and keeping an eye on different cockpit displays, trying to determine what something is, The F-35 simply tells him. It's not uncommon among fourth-generation fighters to share radar contact information. However, the F-35's technology takes data sharing to an entirely new level. Multiple F-35s can talk to each other and share a level of information previously unheard of via a data link that is extremely difficult for an enemy to detect. They can pass imagery between each other. They can use sensor information from other F-35s to triangulate the location of an enemy radar. F-35s in the same flight can not only see their wingman's targets, they can even pass instructions between each other without ever talking on the radio. The F-35 is the only multi-role stealth fighter in service anywhere in the world today. With its 360-degree spherical view of the battle space, ability to fuse information from a multitude of sources into one cohesive situational picture, a radar that not only outstrips standard radar by 1,000-fold, but can also jam enemy sensors, and the ability to share data in quantities never seen before, the F-35 brings a generational leap in technology that will ensure the warfighter survives in today's world as well as tomorrow's.
Let it go. Keep going, keep going.